Hello and welcome back to Tsukihime. My name is Mimi Dennis, and last time, well, we kind of retreaded a lot of similar ground where we kind of tell Arcueid that, like, you know, we like her, but we like Ciel more and we slash her across the neck. But this time, Arcueid's a little bit different. In fact, she kind of swirls reality into, like, this little space, leaving Shiki and the city behind. And, yeah, she opens up her marble phantasm, which we've kind of seen before, but haven't really gotten a good look inside of it. No, Ciel comes and saves the day, brings us all the way to the school, because it seems like it's less distorted. And she's like, I'll handle this. And it's quite cool because she whips out this brand new form of Seven, which is this giant bow and arrow, which is why she's called the bow. And she basically charges up, fires a shot at Arcueid, who kind of like gets hit by it. But then as Arcueid retaliates by jumping right towards her, she fires her second great arrow. It seems like it definitely like pushed her back quite a bit, but it's not enough to take her out. So Ciel basically opted for, I think, her last resort, or her trump card, which is injecting herself with Vlov's ideal blood. And now it seems like they're about to engage in an epic confrontation once again. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, right now, basically Ciel's supercharged up, and Arcueid is on the ground, like, about to probably do the same. Several minutes before firing the seventh holy scripture. At the heart of the distorting phenomena, the city dissolves, the city disintegrates, as though rejecting all of humanity's history and technology, as though returning the earth to its natural state. The vortex of phenomena opens its maw to swallow the rude paradigm squatting on the planet's surface. Ooh. It's really weird to see actual, like, kind of animation, but yeah. She looks on indifferently. She feels neither pleasure nor guilt. Her thoughts are elsewhere, occupied by a single human. I hate Ciel. I'll kill Ciel. I love her. I want her. I hate. I'll kill. I love her. I want. I hate. I kill. I love. I want. The pain of decapitation has long since faded. It is what came before it that torments her now. A loss more bitter than death. I lost the frickin' Ciel. Ah! Her whole life she believed she wanted for nothing. All laid within reach, should she care to grasp it. But in truth, her omnipotence was simply conceit. Only when Ciel turned her down did she realize that she never possessed anything at all. For a moment, she even forgot that she was a true ancestor. Pain, heartache, hatred, and grief blazed in her blood, but none held a candle to her anger. So she screamed, heedless of the true ancestor's code, heedless of the burden she imposed on the earth. I'll kill you. And she bent the world to her will through sheer rage. An act befitting of a human, not an avatar of the planet. In disgracing her station, she forfeited the rank of a true ancestor. A part of her grieves that loss sorely. A part of her weeps and wails, protesting that if she only remained alone, she would never have developed a human heart. But nowhere does she regret her fall from grace. Her scream was fueled by anger, but its aftertaste is that of joy. For how delightful this is, how novel. The cause of her downfall is clear as day. Is it Roa's deception? Now 800 years pass? No. The breakdown he provoked was purely subconscious. There was no emotion in her ensuing rampage. This time, the change in her is more fundamental. Her first taste of emotion's sweet sting. A rainbow-hued dessert formed from the pleasures and pain of the heart. Something born not of the planet, but of her own breasts, and all the more precious for it. I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him! The thought alone sets a night sky aglimmer. She had thanked the true ancestors for siring her. But the human who had given her what she never dreamed of having, with a word tore her down to her formal self. An all-powerful tool meant only to be used, and worth nothing otherwise. Oh. Okay, I thought that was like Seven reconstructing its weapon form, but nope. More Marble Phantasm Castle stuff. And so it rises. In that moment, her inner world turned on its head. and so too did the outside world. She had been denied all that she wanted. Oh, sorry, it's the outer world. I forgot. I said outside by accident, but I forgot that the inner world is actually a thing, so there's a distinction. So she denied all in turn. Her grief turned to fury, her love to hate. Thus she cast aside her newborn emotions. And in their absence, only her original duty was left. Her first and only objective, Roa. I hate Roa. I'll kill him. For 800 years, she has nursed these feelings. She needs only do as they bid, and the urge to scream will eventually fade.
So, 私はロアが憎い。ロアを殺す。
Meanwhile, Roa's like, but I kind of like you, even though I try to kill you in the other route, and yeah, it's kind of weird. It's complicated. And it just kind of occurred to me, like, in Shiki's memories, we've actually seen him peer into, like, the past where Arcueid is, you know, long-hair Arcueid's just standing by her castle. And it didn't occur to me that that was actually Roa's memory. I thought it was like something like symbolic, they shared a connection, but no, it was just something that Roa's actually seen. Which I should have figured out when Roa interrupted, or Roa's trying to talk to Shiki's mind in the last route, where I think Ciel was getting choked by Arcueid, and then Roa was like, hey, by the way, she's really hot, and then Shiki's like, shut the hell up, I'm trying to think here.
が欲しい。ロアが憎い。ロアを殺す。シキが好き。シキが欲しい。
Oh, she did say Shiki instead of saying
シキが憎い。シキが欲しい。
Oh, I think that she's getting them confused.
シキが嫌い。大嫌い。
Her mind grows muddled. Her thoughts come loose at the spine. The closer she looks, the more confused they become. I'll actually say this. I actually end up looking at the art book that came with the special edition of the game because I ended up getting that. I knew I would like this game, but I don't actually remember looking at any spoilers in particular. But I do remember seeing some of the likes and dislikes of some characters, and I thought it was really funny. Like some notable ones that I thought were, well, notable was that Kohaku is fearful. Her likes are like everyone in the family in the Tohno household, but her only weakness is her sister. And for Hisui, it didn't say that she liked anyone in the family or the household, but it did say that her only weakness is Kohaku. So I always thought that was funny. And another thing is that a dislike and like for Arcueid is like she likes the banter and like the argument she has with Shiki, but she also dislikes that, which I thought was also funny. Which is, you know, kind of shows like I hate him, but I love him. And another interesting thing was that I think Ciel, her alignment is lawful good, but she says, I think she doesn't believe that she's lawful good. I think that was in parentheses, which was honestly really cool. I think after actually completing the game, I might actually read everything to the dot, because it was actually kind of interesting, but I didn't want to spoil myself too much. I thought like a quick glance at this point in the game was appropriate. So she decided to stop thinking. Considering her feelings, considering his feelings, will only disorient her. She regressed to a more primal, more innocent form, pursuing her desires with the selfish abandon of a wild beast. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to mention is that like,
待ってて。跡形も残さないから。
I actually started reading the manga a few days ago, rereading it because I thought, you know, it's like kind of about time. We're kind of far into this route. I feel like all the potential spoilers are not gonna, you know, ruin my experience. So I think I'll end up talking about the differences in the manga maybe in the last episode. But I would like to bring that up because like, I didn't realize how early some of these details were brought. I'll just mention a few right now, but like, I think Shiki cuts Arcueid into like 17 pieces in the first chapter, while it took me 6 episodes to get there. And there are a lot of things that happen that did not happen in either Arcueid's route or Ciel's route. Maybe it happens in another route, but it's actually really interesting how they kind of combine aspects of different routes. Once again, these are like things that I've technically read before. I don't mind re-experiencing, but it is technically spoilers for other routes, but I kind of enjoy it. She lifts her head, her regeneration complete. Her understanding of the surrounding world is total. the city's structure, her escaped prey's whereabouts, the location of the insect lying in wait. She has it all at her fingertips. It's a fine day for a hunt. Smiling at the thought of the coming massacre, she takes a step forward. Or she tries to. Shot in the face! Oh, bitch! Woo! I'm coming in hot! God damn it, it's another shot! Oh! Oh my!
ちょっと目が覚めちゃったじゃない。
Completely unaffected. She shoves a rocky slab aside and climbs to her feet. Struck by Ciel's arrow, she reflectively counterattacked, only to be shot down by a second. It was not confusion that flashed through her mind when the first arrow hits its mark, but the instinct to retaliate. She had resolved, after all, to be true to her desires. A subconscious response to the subconscious attack. Now, 2 seconds later, she comes to, finding herself digging her way out of a mound of rubble.
それにしても
A dash of new color swirls in her anger-clouded heart. With a sigh, she looks up at Ciel atop a tower of stone.
せっかく私と四季だけの世界にしたのに
Oh yeah. Damn it, stop third wheeling! And she's like, you're the third wheel, I'm in a relationship with him! But this insidious pest had to ruin it. She's trying to upstage Arcueid in her moment of triumph.
ぶっ殺すわよシエル
I'll fucking kill you! Flashing her enemy a smile, she advances with purpose. Her every graceful step shrinks another 10 meters to nothing. She is bound for the southwest corner of the city. Her goal, needless to say, is a tiny school building, holding out against her phenomenon containment like a puddle of water in an oil slick. Oh, that is actually a pretty interesting comparison because oil and water don't mix, so if you try to like put them together, one of them will just remain there. 1.5 kilometers separate her from the school. She's like, I'm not even gonna bother with you, Ciel. Get out of my way. The idyllic evening stroll. At this rate, she'll be there in 2 minutes. Okay. Shiki is on the sideline here. The school is quiet. It's been a few minutes since Ciel left. I draw my knife and take a few deep breaths. Whew. Trying to ward off my headache and brace for what's coming next. Ciel will keep her word. If she said she'll keep me safe, I know she'll stop at nothing to protect me. Unfortunately, I'm just as stubborn. I don't want to lose her any more than she wants to lose me. Ah, I love how we're having the same thoughts as the other route, but this time it's just Ciel's actually, I don't want to say putting up a fight because it seems like Arcueid's completely fine. But at the very least, if we can see her POV, and she's definitely doing a lot more than what she did last time.
そうだよな。何を弱気になってるんだ、俺は。
Actually, I'm kind of curious. I heard that there was a scene that could be skipped, so I just want to see if I don't want to miss it. And if I do, I think I might have to like redo a whole bunch of stuff. No time to be a coward. I gotta start thinking about my next move. Even if I can't leave the school, there's gotta be something better that I can do than sit here twiddling my thumbs. Sorry, that little like happened the moment he took a step forward and the screen distorted, so I thought something happened. A sudden thought sends me running up the stairs. I'm here. I'm as good as blind to the outside world. Oh, in here. But from the roof, I can at least get some idea of what's going on. He said that last time, and he ended up dying for her, but then Ciel ended up dying for him. Then I'll have one last desperate gamble to make. Oh, we already know that gamble. My odds of survival are low. Chances are my idea won't even work. Still, it's my only shot. You're given those eyes for a reason. A time will come when I have to make use of them. Oh, wait, somebody once told me that long ago. Oh, sorry. That was his voice. I didn't see the quotation. Man, I really like Aoko. I miss her a lot. I swallow my fear and steel my resolve. That's what this knife is for. whispering a brief farewell to the time that I've been given and to the people who have stood by me. I open the door to the roof. I emerge onto the rooftop. The clamor of the city is gone now. Even the wind is still, the world is perfectly silent. Robbed of the facade that gave them purpose, the buildings loom like gravestones. I look towards the business district a kilometer away. The central park seems devoid of activity. Wait up. Isn't that where Arcueid did all the swirly thing? Oh my god, she's almost here. Is her battle already over? Or is it yet to start? The night strengthens my vampiric eyesight several times over. I wonder when this is. Did it say a few minutes earlier? I forgot. Because like, I think he would have heard the thing from Ciel, right? He would have heard that giant arrow and Arcueid crashing into a whole bunch of rubble and buildings. I do like how, like, if you look at the buildings, there is that weird effect to show that things are really abnormal because Arcueid just kind of sucked everything up. The park is too far to see even if I squint, but I should be able to get a sense of the general. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess that answers my question. A blast of light illuminates the town. Ciel is the first person to strike. This kind of reminds me, actually. I guess kind of spoilers for Witch on the Holy Night, but I feel like a lot of people who are watching this have probably seen that playthrough. So if you haven't, go watch it. It's great, or go play it. I don't care. But I'll just post the timestamp for when the spoiler ends. But in like the halfway climax of the game, basically, Aoko and Sojuro have an encounter with Alice, who summons this being that kind of distorts this entire amusement park. And it was honestly one of my favorite moments of the story. It was just really cool. Got me really hyped. But basically what Aoko does is sucks the energy from like the surrounding area and fires 3 times like this giant beam that might as well be a Kamehameha at the thing that Alice summoned, which was the moon, something in the sky. And she fires 3 times, each one kind of like basically getting stronger. And after she fires the 3 times, we see everything from Sojuro's perspective, who is the other main character. And it's like really cool because we're kind of doing the same thing where it's like Ciel fires the first strike. Now we're gonna see everything from like Shiki's POV. I really like that. And then the story continues on from there. It's really cool. Alright, Ciel is the first to strike. First, she opens her foe from a long range with a marksman's headshot. But as she knocks the next arrow into the demolished Arcueid's body, a sudden explosion consumes her perch. Whoosh! The second one! That must be Arcueid retaliating. She launches herself that far in a second it took Ciel to draw another arrow? She's got the drugs now. The apple a day. Oh, so the battle is where Arcueid is at now. Firing bullets. The battle becomes a brutal melee. Ciel pushes her assault rifle and stake driver to their limits, trying to halt Arcueid's imperious advance. Less than a minute passes in real time, but to me it feels like an hour. Ciel is holding nothing back. She wages total war, putting her body through an ordeal that makes fighting Globe look like a warm-up. Oh! I saw something in the sky. They look like shining stars. But Arcueid just keeps walking. Ciel's own flesh ruptures under her frenzied assault, but seems to affect Arcueid no more than a light breeze. Again and again, her blood sprays and her bones shatter. Her rifle rains bullets, her formulae detonates, and her serpentine sword swings with suicidal resolve. And faced with Ciel's mightiest efforts, she's freaking unstoppable. Why won't you die? Nano machine, son. Oh god. Arcueid brushes her aside with one arm. Fuck off! My mind freezes over in shock. There's no one in the vicinity. No clamor of life rises from the hollowed city. It's really cool to see like Shiki actually communicate with Roa in this case, because like In the other case, it was more like a mind control taking over. Not mind control, but like Roa taking over. Here it's like, it feels like a Naruto situation where he's like got this inner demon and he's kind of communicating. It's like, okay, we're kind of out of our league. How do we survive this? I'll do all that weird takeover stuff later. No clamor of life rises from the hallowed city, but I know where the voice is coming from. This signal exists solely within my brain, which means it can only be Roa's will. The question is why I can hear it so clearly now. Perhaps it just means that my time is up. This is no time to be conversing with voices in my head. Ciel's been incapacitated. Blows forceful enough to reshape the city strike her again and again. Immortal or not, she's going to be beaten into a bloody pulp if this keeps up. Yeah, there are stars in the sky. There are like 7 of them. So if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to say about like 10. It's hard to really count the back half, but there are some stars in the sky. I wonder if that's an Arcueid or a Ciel thing. I guess we'll see.
何が素晴らしいんだ。いい加減黙ってろ。お前に先輩の何がわかる。
I snap at my own confused delusions. Ciel's suffering is none of his business, and yet he replies to me with all sincerity.
状況を把握していないのはそちらの方。あの空を見るなよ。
Oh, yeah, there we go.
空。
Acquiescing the stranger voice in my head, I look up into the blackness. The stars. Okay, that's a lot of. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I count 12. I'm not sure if I counted right, but that's what I see. 50 kilometers overhead, great wheels glimmer in the stratosphere. The train of stars gleam like blades of a guillotine as the sunlight sets it aflame. Okay. Back to Ciel. Blaze is firing line converged on the pale avatar. A barrage of 7.62mm rounds, each powerful enough to blow a human limb from limb, licks at the vampire's lit body. Nano machines! Geo machines! The power of the earth! Holy crap! The bullets might as well be drops of rain. Look at this! That's, what is she doing? I mean, I guess we are in her marble phantasm. But, like, the world around her is so, like, weird. In Arcueid's presence, reality itself distorts. Her internal mass, that magical energy known to mages as mana, swirls in a great enough volume to warp gravity. Space bends to snatch Ciel's bullets from their course. Not that they would have any effect if they did meet their mark. But what nightmare is this, where unprotected flesh can deflect 7.62mm rounds with ease? It just occurred to me though, that's freaking huge. Actually, I don't know bullets. I'm assuming that's pretty big. What the hell is she made of? Blaze's assault gave even Blow pause. He shielded himself by freezing the water vapor in the air rather than weather it directly. I love how, like, the idea of Blood from Blow has its own character. It's like, yeah, he even made Blow of, like, I don't know about this. Arcueid, however, does not so much as dodge. Alarming as it is to contemplate, she might not be aware that she's under attack at all. With the fine control granted by her idea of blood, Ciel truncates a numerological, I don't know why, I've never actually seen that word and spoke it out loud, incantation to discharge a surge of electricity. She can do that? She compresses a spell that would normally take 10 full counts to incant into a single breath, then does it again and again. But while each 2 million volt lightning bolt could blast apart in any insulator, they do nothing into Arcueid. Man, it feels like Ciel's reached like level 100. She's kind of like has a very diverse skill set, and she's like, yeah, I reached a level cap. I'm like the best. And then Arcueid's like, hey, what about me? And she's like literally breaks the level cap, and she's like level 1000 or some shit. She's just so like on a different level. I feel really bad for Ciel. So this is what happens when Arcueid becomes unhinged. And as Ciel tries and fails to stop her, the town continues to fall under the true ancestor spell. She is creating life! Oh my god. That is kind of beautiful, actually. Whether a manifestation of Arcueid's singular nature, or simply her sheer willpower bleeding through, vines spew from her footsteps, spreading out to consume the city. Wow, yeah. This is a very different place now. Recover the newly cleared earth, devour its disarray of gravestones, overwrite all traces of civilization with the motif of the primal. Oh, that's what it represents. I always thought it was kind of weird that Arcueid had like vine powers, and we never really got to see it at its fullest extent yet, but I guess it makes sense. It's like representing what happens when civilization is taken away, goes back to Earth. Things will grow naturally, like the vines, and now basically if humanity was extinct, this is probably what it would look like after a few, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of years. 60 combo! Ciel sent flying 50 meters. The attack itself is crude, a simple strike with a condensed mana. It is its nature, an invisible, imperceptible natural phenomenon that makes it terrifying. Still firing bullets. The difference in their standing, their authorities, is too great. Ciel must dance millimeters from lethal injury, finger permanently press her trigger. Arcueid has no such feeling of cautious or find it. I know I was joking about the freaking like nano machine, son, but it's literally doing nothing. All she has to do is direct her ire in Ciel's direction. The city will do the rest. The air forms great claws to gouge at the executors from behind. The vines turn hard as stone to lash at her.
いいのシール。もっと頑張らないとすぐにゴールに着いちゃうわ。
Yo, try a little bit harder. The avatar of white laughs as she continues her procession. She skips forward, every inch of her body exuding delight. Ciel, meanwhile, is reaching her physical limits. While her magical energy springs forth unabated, the body that houses it is failing. Every few seconds, her legs break, her ribs splinter, her left arm snaps under the weight of her 1-ton firearm. Her bones crumble, her flesh tears, her organs rupture quickly enough to outpace her curse of undeath. Both Arcueid's invisible assaults and the exertion of evading it wreak havoc on her insides. 1 minute has passed since her battle began. Only 600 meters now separate Arcueid from the school. I forgot how far the school was. Was it like 1.5 kilometers? I forgot. With both Blaze and her magecraft proving ineffective, Ciel forces herself to accept her current situation. Her weapon is too weak to finish the job. She must abandon a range approach. She exchanges her cannon for a sword. That kind of... I don't know why that shape reminds me of 9 Lives from Berserker in Fate. The blade, the third cause of death. Exsanguation. Is that just blood loss? I know sanguine means like blood related stuff. And that is a very, very, very serrated blade. Forged from the bones of a phantasmal, its wicked blade is of the same nature as Arcueid. Really? So is this made out of this is made out of something like that's similar to like an ancestor? Damn. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this, but if it is, then maybe that actually does have a chance. This will not be so easily deflected. With Ciel's magic energy behind it, it could cleave a tank into... Oh, dude. I don't think a tank is an apt comparison to Arcueid. The only problem is its range. Even fully expanded and extended to its limits of its wires, it can reach 30 meters at most. Will she really be able to get that close? Ah, yeah, you can see that the sword is like cut off in sections, and I guess it's connected by a long wire. The vampire's lips twist into a grin. I know these are sparkles as a result of her magic, but I keep thinking they're sparkles like in anime where it's like, oh, look at this very, very pretty boy or girl. She senses her foe's intention and dares her to try. That challenge sparks Ciel into action. She leaps 10 meters in a single bound. In a heartbeat, she closes the distance to Arcueid, her greatsword poised to strike. Take this! Whee! And it did nothing! Ugh. It does nothing. Blades pierce Arcueid's distortion fields to sink its saw-like teeth into the vampire's tender skin. But it doesn't draw a single drop of blood. Its weight and magical potency are lessened by the gravitational distortion. Ciel will have to get closer still to land a blow. And like that, she's lost several limbs. 10 meters to Arcueid. She can go no closer. The nearer she gets, the more powerful and concentrated the vampire's invisible talons become. In her present state, Arcueid is a mana singularity, an enormous volume of magical energy condensed into a tiny vessel. Mana enough to form a world unto itself, even if only in conceptual terms. Rages from within her body, as though she were a living star, its colossal mass compressed into a single point. It's a wonder she hasn't undergone cosmic inflation already. Oh, okay, that's a lot of conceptual stuff. To approach would be to enter the gravity well of a star. No human could survive the crushing pressure. Do you have anything? I don't know what else could be in her arsenal. Because she is currently using Dead Apostle ancestor stuff, but even that is not even close enough to knocking Arcueid down any pegs.
近づくしかないでしょ。ほら、早く私を止めてみせてよ、シエル。
That's a lot of blood. Ciel intensifies the magical energy surging through her veins, turning herself into living steel. Her sword's... Wait, it just kind of occurred to me. I'll talk about this later. Her sword snakes it out in the blink of an eye, and Arcueid's automated defenses knock it aside. Blue sparks spray as the heat of their contest sets the very air ablaze. Okay, I'll talk about it now since it isn't like clashing sounds. But like, come to think of it, Arcueid was like, after being cut, sliced, decapitated, she was able to recover, basically sucking the energy of the earth. Why did she do that when she was split into 17 pieces? She was like, oh, I'm too weak, Shiki, help me. Dude, if she can suck the energy from the earth, I understand that she's not necessarily supposed to, but like, she did it anyways. I guess maybe the reason is because now she's kind of gone a little bit cray-cray, and she doesn't care about the earth as much, so all of it is for personal gain. But like, maybe, but I feel like I'm making excuses for her, unless that's like actually the reason. It's just like, why did she, if she's able to recover, why didn't she recover? Why did she have to wait and just sleep it off? Around them, ether decomposes on a molecular level. As her battlefield transforms into an ionized jet zone, Ciel glances towards the school. 400 meters left. Approximately 2 minutes gone. Arcueid's pace has slowed considerably compared to the first minute. It's working. She's pushing her back. Oh yeah, sure. I don't know. I think she's kind of playing with you.
なんて思った？鉄みたいに頑丈でつまらない女だと思ったけど、案外可愛いところがあるのね。シエル。
Kawaii. Her hand is up now. Arcueid halts her advance. She raises the hand to the sky. Oh no! Sensing danger, Ciel vaults backwards. She knows it would be unwise to stay on the offensive. For the first time since her battle began, Arcueid has acted with direct hostility. The instant she moved, Ciel understood her intent. But that knowledge brings her only despair. 400 meters is nothing to Arcueid. She's already gotten as close as she needs. Lowering her stance, Ciel snaps her sword back into one piece. One piece! Satisfied that her arrival has finished her preparations, Arcueid lets her arm fall. Yeah, I'm not surprised at the giant slash attack. Gotta parry this, gotta parry this, gotta parry this. Oh! The blast wave grazes everything in its path. Its fury is the planet's own breath, a fraction of the Earth's rotation harnessed and redirected. You know the Earth rotates at extremely high speeds. Ciel meets it with her blade and endures. Ah! Are you trying to kill him? Yes! Her body screams. It has been screaming all along, though merely in pain. This time, her very bones are sounding the alarm. You're lucky you survived that, they said. You can't take another. It will annihilate the foundation of her being. Even you can't come back from that. She bites her lips to quell her fear, but girding herself for the next wave. It wouldn't be hard to evade. She's too nimble to be hit by such a clumsy strike. But behind her are the school and Shiki. The blast wave would sweep across the town like a scythe if she lets it, obliterating them in an instant. So she cannot yield, no matter what. She must stand against the breath of the planet and prevail. What if Arcueid's like, oh, now that's hot. Oh man, she's so happy. Except like a crazy happy. I don't know how I feel. Woo! Round 2! And again, the blast wave comes without respite. The first she took on the account of a reckless desperation. The second she takes on the account of arrogance. And the third and fourth prove that the second wave was no show of arrogance after all. Well, she blocked it 4 times? I can do this! Take this! By the time the 5th one comes, she understands. Arcueid's attacks are formidable, but so long as Ciel can read the flow of power, she can easily deflect them. I'm just imagining these are like one of those, I forgot what they're called. They're the giant drone spider things in Breath of the Wild that like fire lasers at you once you get close enough. And you're supposed to basically like use a shield and parry the blow so that it goes back to them. I feel like Ciel's doing that. It's like, oh man, woo, woo. The princess employs no feints or subtleties on the battlefield, a testament to her honest nature. Ciel senses as much in the first wave. In facing the second, she was able to leverage her swordsmanship to weather it not with strength, but with skill. While fighting a powerful foe, her mentor once told her she must think not with her mind, but with her bones. And her bones were like, Ciel, this hurts, don't do it again! So if I recall, I think Ciel's master was someone who was good with swords? I forgot exactly what it is. But I think, yeah, I don't remember who she is. Thanks to that advice, she has withstood Arcueid's full strength. The clock hits 3 minutes. That marks the end of Ciel's battle. You just keep doing the same thing. It's boring. Oh man, she was so excited for like a minute. Arcueid lowers her arm. The odds would be in her favor if she continued her barrage, but her impatience will not allow it. Her overwhelming desire to kill Shiki compels her to remove Ciel from the path as quickly as possible. This is only a game to her. All that matters is that it continues to amuse.
そうですか。では僭越ながら、次はこちらが趣向を凝らしましょう。まあ正直、あなたの幕引きなんてしたくもありませんでしたが。
Ah, Ciel has a trump card. Or a hidden weapon. The hunter becomes the hunted. Arcueid is just a seasoned vampire hunter as Ciel. Experience tells her that there is no lie in her enemy's words. She means to deliver a killing blow.
それは楽しみね。私の息吹を受けたご褒美に見てあげる。
Ah, here's an award.
で、
a reward.
そんなご大層な武器はどこにあるの？もしかしてその食い打ち機、戦車にでも変形するの？
I'm just imagining it's Shiki's underwear, and then Shiki from like a mile away is like, "Wait, when did you get that?" And Arcueid's like, "I kind of want it."
まさか武器なんて必要ありません。あなたを殺すのはあなた自身ですよ、アルクエイド。なんですって。 常に相手を上回るのは結構ですが、後出しなのがあなたの弱点です。それと目も悪いですね。地上は把握できても空までは把握できない。
Oh right, yeah, she had that thing set up. The one with the 10 stars. The sky. Arcueid looks up at the sky. Take this orbital laser nuke thing. That is way more than 10. I think they've grown a number. To find Ciel in firm grasp of the heavens.
この通り、武器はとっくに準備済みです。展開に3分もかかるのが欠点ですが、控えめに言ってあなたがバカで助かりました。
She had a plan. She had a plan. Now there are a lot. These are no stars glimmering in the firmament, but great mirrors wrought from magecraft. A fire array of angelic wheels deployed in the stratosphere to capture the sun's light. Oh my god. Are they supposed to be like amplifying lenses? And she's gonna freaking vaporize Arc with the power of the sun? A work of grand magecraft fashioned by the executor Ciel from the remains of an ancestor who taught her the swordsmanship. Yeah, it is. Okay. Its name.
塵に帰って反省しなさい。イデアブラッド25番ベゼ。
It's been a while, so I don't remember. So Beze was one of the ancestors, so she studied under an ancestor that worked for the church. I think they mentioned that, but like it's been so long I don't remember. Ugh. I just remember something with swords. Okay, so the 25th idea blood, Beze.
財形を立て、カルバリア・ガルガリン。
Oh, this'll look cool. The music's going ham. Go! It does make sense to try to hurt the true ancestor with an ancestor stuff. A current of light falls from the heavens. Oh! Oh god. Fast as thought, fast as light, the guillotine offers Arcueid no quarter. Look at this. It kind of hurts my eyes. Don't look at it too closely. For a split second, she tenses to evade, but its arrival is instantaneous, and all the city lies beneath its blade. Confirm, Arcueid, not FTL, not faster than light. No terrestrial being can escape its judgment, not even the princess of the true ancestors. Damn, they really made it look like a guillotine. A light literally chopping her head and arms off. The white-hot wall smashes the pale vampire into the dirt. A blade of light 50 kilometers long and 10 kilometers broad. It slices through the town and deep into the ground beneath, crushing Arcueid beneath its uncompromising mass. But lo, tremble before the majesty of the planet. For in the face of a grand magecraft, the pinnacle of human wisdom, the princess of the moon, yet endures. Oh man, they're really close to each other now. You see Ciel just hovering over Arcueid being, I have the high ground now, bitch. Anticipating that Ciel might produce some weapon powerful enough to overwhelm her, she draws fresh power from the earth. Calvaria is indeed grand magecraft. However, not even this earth-shattering force is enough. That Arcueid could be killed by a human power is an unthinkable prospect. I mean, she was kind of killed with Shiki. And Ciel's really just standing there. I'm like, you should probably load up your other weapons and like freaking get her when she's down. Don't stop there. Arcueid plants her hands on the ground. She rises like a mountain, pushing back against the wall of light.
ええ、人間では神のごときものは倒せない。ですから、とどめを刺すのはあなたの仕事です。
You yourself. Oh, whoa. The earth is split. What is happening? The ground begins to move. Cloven in two by the wall of light, one half of the city ascends towards the heavens, while the other sinks into the earth. A fault line gaps gapes between the two of them like the jaws of some great beast. Is she gonna freaking like make them into pressure plates and just kind of like grind them together like an earthquake?
まさかシエル、あなた
You can't beat me if you're 50,000 feet underground and you're stuck there.
言ったでしょ、あなたはあなた自身の重さで殺す。
Bye bye.
好きに暴れたかったのでしょうが、この街を自分と同じものに変えた時は笑ってしまいました。バカすぎて。
You kept slicing the ground, now the ground broke and you're going in, bitch.
この質量ならもう逃げようがない。あなたをまんべんなくその器ごと破壊してあげましょう。再生に何年かかるか、それともこれで消滅するのか。これまでの自分の行いにすがるのですね。
Repent for your sins. The planet's maw opens wide. Its maxilla rising. I've never seen that word before. And that would be enough to break her. When it snaps shut, it'll annihilate all that she is. There may be nothing left to regenerate or resurrect from. Before her looms the true unknown. For better or for worse, she has tasted death before. An astronomically improbable encounter with a passing murderer taught her its sting. But she knows nothing of this coming oblivion, and in the unknown, she finds fear. No, perhaps her terror stems not from ignorance, but from knowledge.
それ怖い。きっと痛くて怖いから。
This seems very out of character for her, Arcueid.
やめてシエ。
But I guess it makes sense because it is a first for her, and she doesn't know how to react. Arcueid fights to lift the curtain from her throat. For her fate is sealed. The crust of her own primal earth climbs inexorably skyward, its incalculable mass beyond even her power to oppose.
見苦しい。虫のように潰れなさい。
Time to get buried! Whoa! Ciel's command comes crashing down. So, like, okay, I kind of understand how the attack happened. They split the earth, and then she kind of folded the earth onto her. That's kind of wild, man. Ooh, well, good job, Ciel. Is this the end? I don't think this is the end because Shiki has done absolute jack shit so far, and you know that he's not gonna be that irrelevant in this fight. Is not the end. That being said, is Arcueid just gonna like explode and then she's just gonna come out and be like, "You thought that was enough to finish me?" Ciel almost topples over, but catches herself chest heaving. This time, she is truly spent. If she falls now, she won't get back up. In one battle, she not only exhausted herself physically, mentally, and magically, but used up Vlo's idea blood and the 3 years worth of blood reserve she saved for Calvaria's guillotine. She is on the verge of collapse. Calvaria's pretty cool. Ordinarily, she would welcome passing out, but circumstances oblige her to hold out a little longer.
学校に急がないと。
She can't afford to rest. Even so, she realizes that unless she takes a minute to recover, she won't be going anywhere. I do kind of question this method due to the fact that we're currently inside Arcueid's marble phantasm, right? So isn't or I think we're inside of it. Doesn't that mean that a lot of the stuff in here is still under her control? So if she wants to, she can just remove the building or something like that. I don't think she's like done yet because you can still see the effects of Arcueid's marble phantasm on the world. It's still very distorted. So her heart cries for a reprieve, but the swelling of her lungs floods her body with relief. Her muscle fibers knit back together, millimeter by millimeter. Her blood drinks in oxygen. As she stands there panting, the realization that she's still alive washes over her. Take that, bitch. In the middle of the street, whole again, as if nothing had transpired, she burst into laughter at her own recklessness, now that her guillotine has fallen. Against all odds, her plan came to fruition. She killed true ancestor royalty in an unprecedented feat. A profound satisfaction fills her battered chest. Even she, a comparative pacifist, recognizes that this is accomplished for the ages. If Shiki were here, she would throw her arms around him in celebration. Okay, she's assuming that it'll go back to normal after a while, after the magic dissipates because it's not getting powered up anymore. She successfully foiled Arcueid's attempt to turn the world inside out. With the source of the phenomenon containment gone, normality will soon reassert itself. Oh. The White Castle is breaking down. Huh. That would assume success. But in her giddiness, she overlooks a crucial detail. Oh no, maybe it's not breaking down, or it's breaking down, but not because Arcueid's dead, because she's gathering all the power that was spent on it. As the alabaster castle disintegrates, its constituent particles flow back to the earth, returning to their master. It's reconstructing her body. Oh no! The earth seems to groan. A harsh grating sound like a forbidden seal cracking. The ground trembles. The air thrums. Magical energy gathers in exuberant scale. I actually don't know. Exorbitant. I always thought it was exorbitant. Exorbitant. Oh, whatever. I need to look up how to pronounce that word. I am messing up right now. I don't know why. The thermal energy of the phenomenon, once contained, now concentrates to the extreme. This could only be called the seed of a principle. An entire city's worth of data compressed to... What? Oh my god. I don't know what that is. Planck's length? A celestial egg, harmless so long as it remains within the conceptual realm of the inner sea, but whose immense energy, concentrated in a critical point, destabilizes and rapidly expands when manifest in the physical world. The result is known to astronomers as a cosmic inflation. Actually, come to think of it, did I miss anything? Okay, not yet. Cool. I think I might be good. It is a birthing cry of a universe. This land will bear witness to a phenomenon beyond microscopic in comparison, but identical in nature. Uh-oh. That is terrifying Arcueid music. He's like, God fucking damn it, I broke her vessel, but she still is alive. It is as if the sun itself had fallen to the earth. Down comes a corpus of light, soft yet hard, cold yet warm. It is a myth made manifest in matter. Sanity broken, insanity shattered, she regresses to her primordial form, an ultimate one. Oh my god, she's in pointy brackets. Ether expands and condenses. Her advent concludes. Under the command of an all-powerful vision, vectorless energy assembles in a form even humans could comprehend. Oh, is that a hand? Did she become this giant light being? And look, emphasis on giant. Ciel would rather have fought the literal sun than this. The loftiest existence mankind can comprehend. If such a thing has a name, its name is God. She is a living being no longer, but something mightier and more primal. Oh my god. That is a hand. All Ciel could do is stand helplessly before her eminence. Her will to fight has deserted her. Her strength is spent, her tricks exhausted. Now even her courage has shorn away. Cursed with knowledge, she understands exactly what she faces, and her knees buckle at the thought of it. Jeez, how big is she? Oh god, all this hatred is concentrated on Ciel. It's like, yeah, fuck you. Oh god. I thought Ciel was disintegrating. She senses danger, but her body refuses to respond. Instinctively, she knows that this is a power of the entity's mystic eyes. The power to overawe any intelligent life form it gazes upon. Oh wow. Even she's, I guess, prey to this. I mean, Ciel has fallen to mystic eyes before, as we saw from Noel. The church, and indeed all religions, are merely an extension of the human impulse to serve beings such as this. Those who draw their strength from such teachings, like Ciel, cannot stand against their masters. Ciel grits her teeth and clings to her human cognition, fighting the urge to stop thinking. But resistance comes too late. The touch of its gaze would transfix any creature's mind, a living creature's mind, shackle their flesh, and hold their vital rhythms hostage to its will. Besides, this titanic entity... Whoa! It just consumed Ciel, holy shit. Oh god, it's grabbing her. Oh man. Nasu's never gonna escape these giantess allegations. Already holds her tiny life in the palm of its hand. Seized by the shearing heat, Ciel gasps in pain. Oh god, it's got the heat of a sun or some shit. And after the heat comes the pressure. 5 pillars of corporeal light imprison her, squeeze her, and crush her in their grasp. Oh no. So this is Arcueid's true form? Just a giant light entity that can destroy the world? Oh Jesus. I mean, this entire time I was questioning Arcueid's power, because Arcueid, although we were told that she was very strong, we didn't really see to what extent she was strong in the, I was gonna say the Fate route, what's in her own route. The strongest she was when she was, or at least her strongest feat was when she was fighting Roa, and she did the Marble Phantasm. That was much different than this one, where she kind of put him in a pocket dimension and just destroyed it, which essentially atomized him if she ended up catching his feet, but she didn't, so he regenerated. But now, she's already displayed multiple feats that make, like, that dwarf her previous power. Like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? Now, like, before when they described this legendary being, like we saw ancestors before, and I was like, oh crap. Like for example, Vlove and Roa, they're both extremely strong and broken and OP, but now they're really showing us how broken the true ancestor really is. Holy fuck! Ciel struggles with all her strength, yet fails to push back her restraints a single millimeter. Up into the sky you go! Her cage of light begins to ascend. Like, one thing I don't understand, I guess it's like a perfect counter to this, but like, with so much power, is she really not able to find a way to beat Roa in one of his lifetimes? Look at this! This is crazy! Hell, I'm pretty sure he can evaporate his soul at this point. Her cage of light begins to ascend. Above the streetlights, it lifts, above the roofs, and then finally halts in the midair. Though trapped in this windowless cell, Ciel is fully aware of what is happening outside. She's even got the Hoges! Oh my god. The ground has been taken prisoner, the sky obscured by a crimson canopy. So, I'm asking for a friend, or doing this for research purposes. Is she wearing any clothes now, or is it is she technically naked? But no, I guess it doesn't matter because we can't see anything because she's 100% pure light. A titan of pure light unbends itself from the earth. Shed of its true ancestor skin, it is an incarnation of raw power gone berserk. I mean, Shiki made you angry, but you didn't turn like this. Holy shit. A voice fills the heavens that once lay beyond its reach. Ciel's body ceases its struggle, frozen in terror and despair. A human cannot overpower a god. Ciel said so herself. Only now does she comprehend the truth of her own words. Jesus Christ. And the Arcueid was like, no, actually, I'm God. Oh, Shiki POV again. Never in my entire life could I have imagined such a sight. Would this be called a cave-in? I couldn't say. I don't know, man. You're gonna say that again in like 2 minutes. I watched as a whole damn city rose high into the air, bedrock and all, and now it's on the verge of plummeting back down. At the lip of the floating section stands Ciel, and 100 meters below her feet, lying pinned to the ground, is Arcueid. Bye bye. Oh, yes, Shiki. And the city is surprisingly not completely destroyed. Silence shrouds the city once more. The flashes of light, the blast of gunfire, the rumble of collapsing buildings, all of it gone. And this is gonna crack and... You're getting a little ahead of yourself, Shiki. I know I shouldn't treat this like some football game, cheering when my team wins and booing when they lose. Even so, I can't help but be glad that Ciel is alright. I don't know if I'd say she's alright yet. I'm proud of her for managing to pull through. But my happiness doesn't last long. Rolls like, get the fuck out, Shiki, get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the... My legs turn to jelly, almost dragging me to the ground. It feels like a stake has been rammed through my chest. I clutch wildly at my fluttering heart. This must be Roa. Before his thoughts came through with clarity, but all I'm getting now is an overwhelming urge to vomit. His revulsion is so intense, so murderous, that it's making him sick. I don't want to be in this body anymore, Shiki, let me out, let me out! My headache returns with a vengeance. Roa is furious. He rebukes Ciel for her folly. Curses Arcueid for her inelegance. Whoa. So what is this supposed to be? It looks like a rooftop. Is this a rooftop of the roof of the school that he is currently on? I almost black out. Roa and I, vampire and human, shudder as well. The world shakes. Roa's lamentations grow louder. I'm going to kneel over at this rate. Beset by confusions inside and out, I hold on to the rooftop railing for dear life. Oh, we get to see giant Arcueid from Shiki's perspective, who is far away. Nani? What? Before me unfolds a stuff of myths, even further divorced from reality than the cataclysm of a moment ago. We got the Arcueid violins. No, organs, sorry. Despite myself, I understand. My eyes tell me that I'm looking at pure light. No living creature, but a natural phenomenon. Yet my brain knows better. It tells me that somehow that light is Arcueid. Though I can't begin to wrap my mind around it, I know without a doubt that it's her. Why? What could have happened to turn her into that?
Inflation.
He said cosmic inflation, but what he actually said was inflation. Man, inflation's been a little bit rough these years. Everything costs so much more, and that's that's what Arcueid represents. Oh, Roa knew about this. Damn, that's why he was like, she's foolish. Demon core experiments? No idea what that is. He's like, you stupid. An infuriatingly calm voice whispers in my ear. It comes from the inside of my head, yet isn't my own.
Why?
Roa's voice echoes inside my skull. I don't know what's gotten the bastard in such a talkative mood, but he won't shut up.
力の供給源である姫君からの過剰投与。
Blame the princess. I don't know. I feel like, I guess we can. The thing is, like, we kind of pushed her to this point, but we also didn't really know what she was capable of. Crap. So he's like blaming us for, you know, him awakening in our body. Like, bro, why? I didn't want this.
死人ですら飛び起きると。お前を動かしている動力の横領もしていない。不快感は少ないはずだ。
I do still feel a tingle in my brain whenever he speaks, but it's a far cry from the splitting headache as before. Hearing another person's voice in my head is not unpleasant, actually. I feel strangely at ease, like I'm with someone I trust. It's so funny. He's like, you know what? After talking to Ro, he's kind of cool, man. I kind of trust him. He tried to kick over my mind, take over my life, take over my body, and, you know, make me kill a whole bunch of people and drink blood, but like, that's kind of funny, man. He's like, it's all Arcueid's fault for, you know, being the way she is. And, yeah. Anyways, he said that your discomfort should be minimal. I'm a little bit confused about how that happened. Is it because of what Arcueid's doing now? Like, because they're in Arcueid's domain, so he doesn't have to consume Shiki? I don't really quite get it. Damn it. I really must be losing it if I'm starting to think that this scumbag is my friend.
正常な反応だ。今の私はこの器を継承する準備ができておらず。
He's like, yeah, failed
友
project.
達と融合する選択肢を除外した。
He's like, yeah, I was gonna take over your body, but at the moment, I really don't want this. You don't want this, I don't want this. We're incompatible. Let's just not.
私はお前の選択に対して別視点から意見、忠告、解説、批評をもたらす補助。
It's kind of funny because now that actually solved the Roa situation, because Roa's like, fuck it, I'm not taking over you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to make you into a vampire. I don't want to give you my powers. And Shiki's like, cool.
そうだ。カーナビゲーションのような。
To call me an automobile navigation system. Great. I didn't know you knew about that.
お前の根底にある合理性は有益な機能を嫌悪することはない。
Oh man, we have AI in our brain. Cool. Is this what the 5G chips did to us? I forced myself not to dismiss him out of hand. Arcueid has somehow turned into a globe of light. Roa is insisting that he can be useful to me. And Ciel is gone, trapped somewhere in that glow. If this isn't a desperate enough time to call for desperate measures, I don't know what is.
わかるのか、お前。あれが何なのか。
あれは交代だよ。
It's Type Lumina! It's the fighting game. You see, once you actually dive in there, you turn into a 2D platformer. You wanna play?
交代。
神祖の王族のみが持つ霊気上。神祖が何らかの手段で肉体を完全に破壊されてしまった時、その反作用として起きるものだ。エレイシアが公爵していただろう。
I forgot that Ciel's name is Alacia.
アルクエイド・ブルーンスタッド、小さく重いもの。
Oh, she's saying that she was very, very dense, even though that's not her true form. She just
あ
expanded.
れは活動する際、その出力を常に相手より一段階上のものに制限する。それは万能の表れではない。ただの風だ。彼女から肉体という制限がなくなり、かつその精神活動が衰えていない場合、力の制御をされなくなる。
Huh. Oh, now that her flesh is destroyed, it doesn't have a vessel to basically limit herself. That's what she said. Oh my god.
肉体に秘められていた魔力は拡散し、地表から引き出すエネルギーに制限はかけられなくなる。
Damn.
それがインフレーション、理覚交代現象。
Okay, so, enough about the explanation. What do we do?
本来は星の内部に留まってい 長く天体を運営するための魂を地表に流すあってはならないシステム障害。
Does that mean she doesn't have to suck blood anymore and she's not thirsty anymore?
わかりやすく言えば自然による消費文明への自浄性。報復機構と。
Wow. It's Earth's self-defense system. It's like civilization's gone too far.
つまりその
Shiki's like, I don't really get it. It's like the face he made when Ciel was explaining him all the different concepts, and he's just like,
謝罪する。お前の知性レベルを考慮していなかった。
damn it, you're too stupid.
要は暴走して魔力を垂れ流している。手のつけられないクソったれの状態。
Arcueid, gone apeshit, spewing mana everywhere. Very fucking bad. Oh my god. I didn't think this was possible. But they're actually making me really like Roa. This is really funny. He's like, sorry, I forgot to adapt to your freaking monkey brain. Let me explain it to you in like 15 words or less.
そうかよ、悪かったな。そんなの見ればわかるけどな。
I mean, I'm just saying, there are some people who would argue against that argument. Arcueid isn't all I'm worried about. Ciel's in there somewhere too. What's happening to her?
まっとうな生き物であれば生きてはいる。だがあの女は私がいる限り不滅だ。今も死にながら生きている状況だと考察できる。
That sounds so terrible. Like Diavolo. Ugh. My legs take off before I can even process what he said. I sprint across the roof like a man possessed. Okay, yeah, he was on the roof. Explanations can wait. Sure, I might not understand what I'm facing, and the very sight of it might make me tremble. But this is no time to stand around dumbstruck. I'm off to the races!
同じ思考回路を使うものとして。
Yeah, I'll give you a word of warning. Don't.
もしやとお前自殺が趣味だったのか。
Oh man, do you like dying? You keep trying to die.
余計なお世話だ。16回も死んでるやつは黙ってろ。
Oh my gosh, he actually has a good point. Dude, do you like die? You literally get off from Arcueid following you and killing you. I snap back at the empty air as I leap from the roof. The 3-floor drop doesn't so much as twist my ankle. It's revolting to see how unnatural I've become. It makes me sick to my core. But tonight, I'll gladly swallow that disgust. This body mutating around me, the stranger whispering in my ear, these eyes that can see death. I'll need all three if I'm going to rescue Ciel from that thing. I exit the school grounds to find the world transformed beyond all recognition. A gale wails in the sky above. The air pressure fluctuates wildly, warning of a storm. A tropical humidity sticks to my skin. I don't stop to think about what any of it can mean. I just run towards the light. Fear is a product of the unknown. As much as I like to come up with something to dull fear, that prickling heat on my skin tells me I can't spare the time. Leroy!
無策で悪いか。何をするにしろ、まずは近寄らないと話にならないだろう。
I can't beat the shit out of you unless I get closer.
最短距離で直進するのなら、交代まで目測で800メートル。
How do you even how do you even beat that? Literally getting closer will burn the shit out of you, right?
今のお前なら1分とかからない距離だ。すでに1分も走っていることについて何か質問は？
Because he's like, man, you're stupid. Why don't you just go? I quickly do the math in my head. You're kidding me. Are the town's dimensions changing? Oh, okay, never mind. He's like, something's happening. You should use your brain, you dumb butt.
交代化の影響だ。自称収納によってこの街は不確定の世界になりつつある。世界の中心にして採用である彼女に近寄ることは困難。世界そのものが彼女を尊重し、彼方に遠ざけようとしているのか。
ああ、もう言い方。
Okay, monkey words.
ベルトコンベア。
You're on a treadmill? Damn it. That actually helps! Basically, Arcueid and Ciel are getting further away by the second. While the visible shape and sizes of the town aren't changing, its distance is stretching somehow. I don't get the specifics, but Roa's analogy seems apt. So, if I ever want to reach that light on the horizon, I'll have to travel towards it faster than the town is pushing away. Whoa! Hot damn!
なんだ今の。あいつの爪か。狙われた。
She always was after you.
いや、
Oh,
僕
never
は
mind.
まだ交代の視界の外だ。競争意識ですら我々は彼女に意識されてもいい。
She forgot the reason why she got mad in the first place.
意識されていない。
Happens. Arcueid doesn't know we're here. That's a relief in one sense, but it's terrifying in another. It means that razor winds could ordinarily slice me in two are just a natural feature of this world.
明確な攻撃の意図がなくても。
Simply existing in this space is dangerous. I'm like a wooden doll caught in a storm surge, perpetually inches away from being smashed into pieces. 17 pieces.
嵐に近づくとはそういうことか。お前の目に交代は脅威として映っているのだ。それは正しい。
Yeah, it's pretty scary, man.
交代に近寄れば近寄るほど危険は増していく。波の使徒であればここが限界だと忠告しておく。
He's like, you know, by now most people would be dead, but you're doing pretty good actually. Whoa.
ここはまだ彼女の意識の外。いわば圏外。領域侵犯には至っていない。
Well, ain't that dandy.
だ。これ以上接近するという。
Then she'll start actively to impede us. Got it. Alright, thank you for these monkey words. It's so much easier. Can I do this, or should I turn back? Ro is warning me that this is my last chance. I tell- Oh. I completely forgot. I forgot that there were more dead ends. Oh my god. I can't believe I legit just completely forgot about this. I don't actually know what the right choice is to get the bad end. Yeah, I'm not sure. If I were to hazard a guess, I would assume this is the bad end because I feel like we're listening to Ro a lot now because he seems to actually be in the know and not actually trying to kill us this time. So the closer you draw to her, the greater perhaps. I'll go with shut the hell up, I'm going in.
邪魔すんな。黙ってろ。
This is gonna be hell. But Ciel's brought me every step of it with her own blood. I owe it to her to keep her going.
そう。では、次期彼女の圏内に入り、意識を強く保つこと。あれがなぜ我々には光にしか見えない。
A globe of light.
その理由、あと100メートルほどで明らかになる。
I commit to the warning to memory. Relying on Roa feels vile, but he's been useful so far. The air hangs. Actually, I wonder, is it illusion of choice? It might be illusion of choice. I'm gonna try the other one. Okay, what's the plan then, genius?
じゃあどうしろって言うんだ。今さら戻れって。
If I keep going, I'm gonna end up fighting Arcueid. Our clash at the park was just our way of working working out our feelings. yeah, even though it was still freaking crazy as hell. But this will be different. Very different. I don't even think she is capable of thinking normal thoughts anymore. This will be desperate. No, a suicidal battle with whatever Arcueid has become. I doubt that I have a chance at hell at coming out of this on top.
確かに戻るのは最適解の一つ。あの校舎は私の城でもあった。姫君の自称収納にある程度は耐えるだろう。
Oh.
しかし、それも絶対ではない。
This protection is not absolute.
現状、我々に逃げ場は存在しない。エレイシアも含
まは決められないってことか。
勝利条件を考えておけと言っている。
Consider conditions for victory.
私の勝利はこの体が生き延びることであり、お前の勝利はエレイシアの奪還であり、エレイシアの条件は。
Roa's voice hesitates for a moment. Strange. Until now, he's been completely unflappable.
エレイシアの条件。
Ah, he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the power of love.
変わっている可能性がある。行くも窮地、引くも窮地であることは変わらない。命を懸けるのであれば、漫然と懸けるなということだ。
Ah, my head cools. I hate that he's right. If I'm gonna throw myself headfirst into a hopeless battle, I have to keep sight of why I'm fighting and what I'm trying to achieve.
現状を共有できて何より、次期彼女の圏内に入り、意識を強く保つ。あれがなぜ我々には光にしか見えない。
I think it's connecting to the other part.
その理由があと100メートル。
Yeah, another 100 meters, you'll see why. Yeah, so that was illusion of choice. I see. Huh, I wonder what's the point of that. I guess actually, no, I kind of like it. It's an opportunity for us to communicate with Roa, with Roa a little bit more. I always say Roa or Vlove, and I'm like, wait, I have to think about who is who. Yeah, so if you don't like Roa, you can just say, fuck you, I'm just gonna do it. And if you like him, you can kind of see what he has to say. Alright. The air hangs so thick, I could choke. Claws made of wind prowl in the expanding city in search of uninvited guests. The scene is beyond human understanding. If I were alone, I'd have given in to hysteria by now. I up my speed as I run down what was once a highway. My headlong sprint pushes 50 kilometers per hour, and then crashing through a wall of air, I enter her domain. Expansion. Oh no, this is not gonna be good. Whoosh! Whoa! 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 I'm stricken speechless. Lethargy grips my limbs as though actively fighting my attempts to move forward. A part of me can't blame them. Oh my god, we're in a freaking kaiju fight now. Crimson stretches across the sky. Blank buildings stand silent as gravestones. A titanic figure reigns above, defying all reason. Oh my god, got part of Arcueid's like menacing theme in it. What is that? My intellect resists understanding. What is that? My terror resists comprehension. What is that? My memories resist recognition. What place does this entity have in a human city?
宗教的な認識操作。遠くから拝礼する者に恐ろしい、理解できないという印象は、近くまで拝礼する者には美しい、理解できるという印象を。
Oh my god. Oh man, she's a god.
神は足元にひざまずく者により真実の一端を見せる。
I'm just imagining saying, oh my god, she's like, yes, I am your god. Now bow down and pray. Roa's words brush against the surface of my mind. Is he saying, that's Arcueid? Transformed would be too gentle of a word. The rounded mass I assume is her head hovers above the Hyat Tower, the tallest building in Soya. But the Hyat Tower is supposed to be 100 meters high. Does that mean she's grown over 100 meters tall?
そう。あの光の中心に彼女の意識はあるの。肉体という壁がない。その有り余る魔力量のまま、彼女が思い描く自身のイメージがどうやら拡散されている。あれはすでにお前の知るアルクエイド・ブリュンストックから別のもの。
Far more terrible. Yeah, you're right about that. It is like a nightmare become real. We're the only sparks of life in this hollowed out city. The streets winding around us are bereft of humanity. In this necropolis, emptiness alone holds sway. Even the vines covering the buildings are devoid of color. The world itself paints a picture to describe Arcueid's wrongness. Oh, behold her perfect form of light. Still really freaking confused as to what she's supposed to be, man. This is really wild. I don't know what compelled them to make this form of Arcueid. Was this in the original? I don't know if this is in the original, to be honest, because the fact that she's called a Lumina, I'm like, maybe this got updated, and that's why they call it Type Lumina. My legs buckle under the pressure. An almighty heartbeat pulses over the city, expelling all other living beings from its presence. It feels like I'm inside the body of some primal beast, where every atom of every molecule bends to the vampire's will. No, even that doesn't cover it. This is a giant's garden. I recall a fairy tale I read when I was young. In the giant's garden, trespassers are helpless as mice. If the giant sees them, he'll squash them just the same.
Yeah.
Enough. Glasses on. I steel my senses against the pull of despair. Pushed to their limits, my eyes and brain see through the world's true nature. I should have known, even in this realm of the supernatural, there's no getting rid of the lines. The towering figure herself is devoid of them, but the potential for death is written plain as day across the rest of the city. How ironic that now I find comfort in the sight. He's like, oh man, this filter that used to give me a headache at the very least is preventing me from seeing all this shit. And looking harder still. It fucking burns! I see the reason I have to defeat this giant. My number one objective. Obscured until I pass into her subconscious mind. Ciel is trapped, caught between the giant's fingers. Pinned in their crushing grip. She dies over and over again. Something snaps inside my head. It must be the safety of my head flicking off. I force blood into my protesting limbs. I compel my trembling heart to keep pumping. Don't forget about your back. Roa's voice cuts through my rage. Whoops. Whoa! Then a moment later, a burst of wind surges the street like a shotgun blast. Woohoo! I love how you can see that wind. With my vampire speed and reflexes, I escape its razor touch by a fraction of an inch. Okay, my head's still on. I'm still in one piece. Roa's warning came just in time. Come every 5 seconds. This is so funky. It's so weird. Because we're actually really getting along with Roa. Because Roa's like, you know what? I'll change my primary objectives to taking over your body to just helping you survive. I don't want to take over you. Because like things are just too fucked up at the moment. But you know, I don't want you to die since I'm already here. So let's work together. It's kind of funny, and you know, it's like Shiki said, it's really odd that this is the only being he can trust now, that he's able to talk to. I'd love to, but I'll never reach Ciel like that. To the naked eye, the giant is 300 meters tall. The actual distance I have to cover is 10 times that. How am I supposed to run 3 kilometers when the air itself is trying to cut me to ribbons with every step? He's like, I told you. Well, it's difficult, but you signed up for this. The cold observation chips away at my will. However, I'm still gonna do it. What I see far above makes me forget my fear. I can't stop, not for a single second. Okay, if she's burning that much, I hate to bring this up like a lot, but does her clothes regenerate too? I take a deep breath. Even now, Arcueid is squeezing the life out of Ciel. I merely might die. She is dying over and over. There's no question that I need to act. No one lays their hand on the girl I love, not even a titan tall enough to pierce the heavens. Take to the roof.
ビルの上を飛んでいけっていうのか。それこそあいつの目に留まれ。
無論正面は避け迂回するべき。
It's kind of hard to tell which way is forward and back for her because she's a giant light being.
移動距離は増すが、それが唯一可能性のあるルートだ。
I scowl. He's actually got a point. Although I don't get what's so dangerous about staying on the ground level. I'd have to be crazy to fight that giant head on.
けどビルの屋上までどうやって？ビルに見えるだけで入り口もなければ階段もないんだぞ。
まだ人間の常識が抜けていない。
Just jump!
両足に血を回せ。先人の谷を飛ぶ程度のイメージができなければ交代には近づけない。
So weird, man. He's so helpful.
自力で飛べってのか？
お前では高低差20メートルの跳躍が限度。
20 meter elevation.
小
Ah.
型のビルから大型のビルに乗り継げ。
Damn, he's even like, I've already calculated how much you can jump. I got you, bro.
いちいち的確だな、おい。
This AI is super advanced. He's right though. My new body probably can handle that. As intimidating as it is to imagine flinging myself through empty space, falling to my death is the least of my concerns right now. I pick out a building to aim for. How now? How did Arcueid do this again?
攻
Oh!
勢を期して進言しておく。
なんだよ。出花をくじくの好きだな、お前。
吸血種として活動することに塔の式の肉体は変化している。
Oh, that's a good point actually. The more you use your powers, the more you're likely to turn into this thing.
仮に私の魂を殺せたとして変化しきった体は人間には戻れない。
It's a sacrifice I am willing to take. For the slightest of moments, I pause.
だから
愚問だったようだ。では急ぐがいい。
I respect that. It's like, you know, I want to let you know. Just because this might be important to you later, but now you know.
姫君はまだこちらに気づいていない。奇襲はお前の得意とするところだ。殺人。
He's like, you freaking murderer. Like I need him to tell me that. Woo! I take off my glasses, grip my knife tight, and launch myself up the craggy exterior of what was once a building. Oh man, that's kind of cool. I didn't expect this. Woo! Whoosh! From the shorter buildings, I make my way up to taller ones. Alright, I think this is where I'm gonna stop for today. We basically completed this battle of Arcueid versus Ciel Part 2. Or, I mean, Part 2, because this is the second fight they have. And this is the second part of the second fight they have. So we're gonna do some Attack on Titan naming, but it seems Shiki is now going to the fray, and we're going to fight the giant light kaiju Arcueid. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. This is so out of left field. I don't understand, man. How are you gonna beat this ball of light? Is this ball of light gonna have like a death spot? Because I mean, I guess that's part of it. Like, Shiki can technically kill anything if he sees a spot on it, and if he tries hard enough, he can see a spot on like everything, right? But like, she's literally a ball of light, man. Oh man, it's really funny to see him like get along with Roa so well. It's just weird, but it's kind of funny to think about. But originally I thought like maybe 3 more episodes, including this one. But I think it's gonna be 3 more episodes after this one because, well, first of all, I still have several, bad endings to do, and I haven't done them yet. So I guess they're gonna be here from Shiki's POV. That might take a while, and this battle is, if we have at least 2 bad ends, you know this battle's gonna go on for quite a while later. I don't know how long, but like, this, yeah, I thought I was gonna finish a lot sooner than later, but you know, more content is never a bad thing. But we'll continue with this fight next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!